Live outside the U.S. Supreme Court. Well, production team members from The Late Show with Stephen Colbert are facing charges after being detained near the U.S. Capitol. One of those arrested was comedian Robert Smigel, who voices Triumph, the insult Comet Dog. Investigators say they found the group at Longworth House office building after hours and without proper congressional identification. In a statement sent to NewsNation, CBS says their interviews at the Capitol were authorized and prearranged, and the production team stayed to film stand-ups and other final comedy elements in the halls when they were detained by Capitol Police. It's possible the team could face more charges. Joining us now is Julia Manchester, national political reporter for our partners at The Hill. And Julia, some of the far right, they are likening this whole situation to January 6th. Is that a fair comparison?
You know, Kelsey, I don't think it is. Remember, January 6th involved, hundreds of people. Multiple people were killed that day. There was injuries that day. The Capitol was defaced. We saw lawmakers, the vice president's life put at risk. And this, on the other hand, with the CBS crew from The Late Show, seems like it was a bit of a misunderstanding or maybe a careless act on their part. We're not sure. However, I don't think it's fair at all to compare these two incidents.
Well, how do you think the American public, how do you think they view this?
You know, I don't know as if the American public is paying that close of attention to this. Look, I think when things happen in our nation's capital, those of us in the media circles and political circles, we really laser in on it. And we know that, whether it's from the right side or the left side, there are attacks that go either way. But I don't think, Americans right now are necessarily thinking too much about this incident where there seemed to be some sort of a misunderstanding or a lapse in judgment on the part of this television crew. I think there are other things that the American people are concerned about. And also, I would say, if we're going to talk about January 6th, there's polling that shows that Americans aren't necessarily concerned about that committee, or a majority of them may not be as laser focused as we might be on that committee.
Well, I was reading that 7 were arrested in this incident. How do you think this will ultimately end?
Ultimately, I think, there will probably be, there could be potentially more charges that are filed. We're not really sure. However, I'm sure that CBS has a pretty good legal team, and I'm sure they might be involved in those negotiations and trying to get, their crew members sort of out of this situation if possible. But we'll have to see. It seems like it was a misunderstanding or, like I said, some sort of lapse in judgment.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.